welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, this week there was a bit less drama, but still some drama in Married to Medicine, of course. So, you've got Jackie and Heavenly who decide that they're going to pull up on Phaedra, and question her about bringing Quad, which, I can understand it. I do feel like Jackie comes across as, like some sort of head teacher vibes. But I can understand the reasoning behind some of the questions. And Phaedra just acted like, here, it's normal. Yeah, I'm just going to bring her along because people are asking for her and, just to have... Well, no, none of it was making any sense to me. None of it. Well, I've gone most people, my creative crew, let's talk about Married to Medicine. So, yeah, I just wasn't really, buying that really from her per se. Heavenly was hilarious as usual, just saying basically she can tell that Phaedra's talking ish. So she kind of moves it on asking, do they think that, Sweet Tea is ready for marriage? She keeps bringing this up and keeps really shading her marriage. So I'm not surprised by the later outcome at the wedding. But even Heavenly talking about Sweet Tea having a outburst. Well, yeah, she did have an outburst. It wasn't ideal. Obviously, she's under a lot of pressure. She's quite stressed out, like Phaedra was saying. That's how I looked at it. Also, she did just get that big bill added to her, to the wedding bill. So she got the bigger expense added to the wedding bill. So I'm sure she was kind of freaking out for all those reasons as well. But her point about, two crazy people can't live in the same house had me cracking up. Because, yeah, when they showed that flashback to Gregory and Quad when they were married and he was, getting on with himself and then flung himself on the floor and was acting like he was having a fit. Yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm still side-eyeing Gregory, Dr. G, on some of his behaviour for certain. Now, Dr. Simone and Cecil, talking to Miles made me laugh because Dr. Simone is right. Like, you can't just be finance your kids forever. You need to pull some of that back and they've got to fend for themselves. I feel like Cecil is quite soft and he's like, yeah, it's cool. He probably had it quite nice by the sounds of it. He lived at home with his parents for quite a long time. So he don't seem too bothered about Miles not making a move and being in college for 5 years. That's a lot of money. So yeah, I can see where Dr. Simone is coming from. But not Miles talking to his mum about her sex life and talking about it being expired. I said, Lord. Well, oh my gosh. Anyway, now when Sweet Tea meets up with Dr. G, it made me laugh because when she asked him about how was his bachelor party, he was just stuttering and stammering all over the place and didn't get to the point. Of course, he didn't, he skipped over his antics naturally. Of course he would. Whereas obviously her party was a bit more drama-filled. So obviously she tells him about, Quad turning up. He could tell by his reaction, he wasn't impressed. And he got us to call Phaedra later on to kind of try and check her on it. But, Phaedra is very slick. She just talks her way out of everything. She spoke her way out of it with Jackie and Heavenly, even though Heavenly can see through the nonsense. I reckon, and Jackie can too, really. But she's very good at talking her way out. And she's an attorney, so it's not that surprising. Now, the wedding rehearsal, all I can say is, my gosh, I didn't realise that Dr. G, that Gregory, is basically older than her parents. Like, that is quite freaky. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, it's crazy to me because she said that the man is 5 years older than her mum. So I'm thinking, I don't know how I'd feel about some old man coming to marry my daughter. No, I'm not really here for that. But obviously, her dad was quite happy because he's got money and whatever in it. So that makes sense for them. But yeah, I was definitely side-eyeing that one anyway. But yes, the family generally seemed quite happy for her anyway. So it was Toya's birthday on the wedding day, which I thought was interesting because usually when it's Toya's doing something, it's usually quite big and lavish. So obviously it wasn't her day, it was the wedding day. So it was still her birthday. But yeah, she's quite chilled now. I feel like Toya's definitely chilled out over the seasons because I feel like she's been much more outlandish and always spending her husband's money. So now I'm thinking she seems chilled out, but we'll see what happens the rest of the season. But anyway, at the wedding, I thought it was nice to see Contessa and her hubby. They looked well. But Phaedra made me laugh because she's there talking about the wedding program, reminds her of her funeral program. And then she goes on to talk about she's been with Apollo since 12th grade. And I'm like, huh? What? I'm sure this isn't the story that I heard when he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like I always heard that she met him after prison, so I don't know. Anywho, Dr. Heavenly getting removed off of the list was hilarious to me because I said that kind of sweet me, because Dr. Heavenly is always running her mouth. That's why I like to call her Dr. Hellishly, because honestly, her words sting and she's always saying something negative. And I did say in my video before that I saw the maid of honor clocking her, throwing shade about the wedding. And so when Sweet Tea says, yeah, she took off the list because her maid of honor told her that she was talking trash about her, basically. It didn't. I wasn't too surprised. Yeah, I wasn't too surprised, but obviously I did find it funny. Apart from Dr. Damon, because I feel like he's sweet and that's his friend. You know, him and Dr. G, him and Gregory are very, very friendly. So obviously he wants to see his friend get married, but he don't know his. Well, he does know. He must know his woman just talks too much and she says too much and she talks with venom. So she needs to watch what she's saying. And what made me laugh is obviously she's thinking they just messed up at first, and you know, she's thinking they messed up, and then of course that guy, the wedding planner Johnny, who, sidebar, wasn't that the guy that worked for Candy, as in Candy Barris from Real Housewives of Atlanta? And I'm sure he tried to sue her. There was some mix up around him, and he needs to sort it out because he needs to go a size up in his jacket. What is that jacket about, please? Like, it does not fit you, sir. Like, it needs to go up a size. I couldn't believe it. Every time I kept looking at him, I thought, Lord have mercy, a burst in that jacket. Anyway, but after hearing him, the wedding planner, say, actually, we were told this morning to remove you off the list, that would have been it for me. You think I'm trying to find my way in there still? No, I've got too much pride. I'd be going straight home. I can only assume that she must have wanted to go up in there because obviously Damon would want to go up in there. But that was her point, to explain that maybe you said something too much, Heavenly, which is why you've been kicked off the list. But anyway, she still finds her way back in that place. Of course, Toya was actually there when this was all happening, when she got, you know, told that she's not on the list. So obviously when everyone's asking where Dr. Heavenly is, Toya's telling everyone that, you know, obviously she's not been let in, which was quite to the amusement of Simone. Dr. Simone was making me laugh. Anyway, you got Dr. Hellishly somehow makes it in there with Dr. Damon, and the maid of honor looks vexed. Anyway, what made me laugh is when the women asked Dr. Heavenly about, you know, Sweet Tea being vexed with you because obviously she left you off the list. That's why you weren't invited or disinvited. Why is she trying to quickly throw it at Phaedra, which I get it, because yeah, Phaedra did do the big situation. You brought Quad to the damn party. And says, well, she should be vexed with her because she brought Quad. Meanwhile, Quad's over in her house, living her best life according to her, pampering herself, living her life, not knowing it was a wedding, apparently. Anyway, the wedding I thought was nice. It made me laugh that Sweet Tea definitely let Heavenly know that she was still vexed with her and that, you know, it probably was not a mistake. You was left off the list for a reason. But she's like, yeah, I love you. I was like, yeah, whatever, Heavenly, whatever. She's hilarious, that woman. Hilarious and also devilish, my word. But anyway, real life now begins for these guys. It's interesting to see how it all goes. Obviously, I wish them all the best. But like I said before, I do recall some of Greg's very questionable, funky behaviour that we've seen, like him, you know, falling out, having a fake seizure on the floor, and just little questionable bits about his behaviour that I hope he has put to bed and that we don't see it, you know, rearing its head with Sweet Tea. But we shall see. Because while I do feel like Heavenly is being messy, I kind of get her point about, you know, him being a little bit out there with his behaviour, and then talking about, you know, Sweet Tea being someone who also seems like she might have, you know, I can't even say issues, because she had an outburst. She definitely had an outburst. I do feel like it was definitely an outburst in the situation that it was in. But yeah, maybe she's not able to contain her outburst. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, what did you think of the show? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.